Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give our honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors and blessing to the elders, the apostle of Great Millstone, the water Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, for the elders, the apostle on down, for waking me up to the wisdom, knowledge, truth, and understanding through the spirit, power, Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Shalom to the few Aki, me, the brothers, one pushing the truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, wherever you might be, scattered abroad, who like the other nation, whose bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom to the true Aqua, I believe as well. Me and the sisters, the one repent, come back to Yahawashi, Yahawashi these latter days. And shalom to the little boys and girls who the Lord going to deliver also on these times to come too. With that, I'm going to say shalom. All right, as you can see, man, been a lot going on. As you've been seeing throughout the news with America and Israel, along with Iran, with the Iranians. So, but like we always teach through the spirit power Yahawashi Yahawashi, that it's going to be a WW3, you know, and not just going to only just be them two nations going together, but, you know, you're going to have the rest of the heathen nations join to it, and it's going to be an all-out war against America. But right now, as you can see, this just the Lord stirring the pot up, you know, with these two nations been going for a minute, but it's going to get more tense today. As each day go by, the more things going to get tense, man, with these nations. Then you will have other nations get involved soon, right? Why? Because this is the prophecy and the plan of Yahawashi to overthrow Babylon, which is America, according to the Bible. Now, as you see, say the hardest hit are yet to come from Iran, Rubio says. All right? So I think I'm going to play this clip. Yeah, I'm going to play this clip and play it, and we're going to get dive into some scriptures.
Chicken Al Pastor is back at Chipotle, where fire meets flavor. Here for a limited time. Chipotle, for real.
Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime. Following our obliteration of Iran's nuclear program in Operation Midnight Hammer a short while ago, we warned Iran not to make any attempt to rebuild at a different location because they were unable to use the ones that we so powerfully blew up. But they ignored those warnings and refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. In addition, the regime's conventional ballistic missile program was growing rapidly and dramatically, and this posed a very clear, colossal threat to America and our forces stationed overseas. The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America. The purpose of this fast-growing missile program was to shield their nuclear weapon development and make it extraordinarily difficult for anyone to stop them from making these highly forbidden by us nuclear weapons. This was our last.
But they are not forbidden, because Yahawashi, I tell you, he created the wasted to destroy, man, the missiles. He created the missiles. So in the end times, this will be the fulfillment of what Yahawashi wrote from the beginning, man, that this place will go out by nuclear missiles. All right?
Chance to strike what we're doing right now and eliminate the intolerable threats posed by this sick and sinister regime. And they are indeed sick and sinister. Our objectives are clear. First, we're destroying Iran's missile capabilities, and you see that happening on an hourly basis, and their capacity to produce brand new ones, and pretty good ones they make. Second, we're annihilating their navy. We've knocked out already 10 ships. They're at the bottom of the sea. Third, we're ensuring that the world's #1 sponsor of terror can never obtain a nuclear weapon. Never going to have a nuclear weapon. I said that from the beginning. They're never going to have a nuclear weapon. They were on the road to getting one legitimately through a deal that was signed foolishly by our country. And finally, we're ensuring that the Iranian regime cannot continue to arm, fund, and direct terrorist armies outside of their borders. We have the strongest and most powerful by far military in the world, and we will.
And you hear he always boasts they have the powerful, and the most strongest military in the world, man. This whore be boasting, man. America, Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon. We got the best, the greatest military. He's known for boasting the military might. That's why the Lord gonna let the other nation overthrow this place. That right there, what they doing now with the Israelis and the Iranians and all that, that ain't nothing, man. Wait till the Lord crank the thing up on a whole nother level. These folks are gonna waste this land. Just because the proud of Esau, Edom, the Bible speak of the Edomites, these so-called WHITE/RD, speak of them as a proud people, man. And you see he speak bold and proud. A man-made military. They army.
Easily prevail. We're already substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always, and we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
All right. And that's all I want. The hardest hit or yet to come for the Iran, Rubio says. So, but you heard what he said, the best military. Then he said they can go on and on, man. Which, yeah, it sounds good. He talk a good game. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that the hardest hit are yet to come from the U.S. military, while acknowledging that the U.S. involvement at least part stemmed from concerns about Israel on military plans. President Trump earlier had said this was our last best chance to strike Iran and suggest the operation would last 4 to 5 weeks. 6 of U.S. troops have been killed so far, with Trump warning more casualties are likely. Jen Dean Cain, chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, said the U.S. was adding force in the Middle East to support its operation in Iran. Iran security chief said Tehran will not negotiate with the U.S. More than 500 Iranians has been killed by U.S. Israeli strikes, according to the Red Crescent. Lebanon said 31 people was killed by Israeli strikes and several deaths were reported from Iranian attacks in the region, including Israel and the UAE. And the Iranian commander said ships attempted to pass the Strait of Hormuz would be set ablaze. A U.S. flag fuel tanker was struck at the port of Bahrain. Europe natural gas prices soared and oil prices surged over worries the conflict would disrupt energy supplies. All right, and I'm gonna stop right there because that's all I want right there. He said a lot. But as you can see, man, they saying how long this war can go on for weeks, which right now it could last for however long period of time. Yahawashi, let it last, because like the scriptures say, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, meaning the minds of the nations is controlled by Yahawashi. All right, but and there's a lot to go on, man. When you go read these articles and what's going on in the news. All right, but as you can see, man, they on the brink of these wars breaking out between these two. But it been going on. But like I say, it gonna involve more deeply than this. But this Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8, it say the prophets that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right, so the prophets of Yahawashi always prophesied, man, even during the ancient time. All right, that war, that is always would be war, even the pestilence. See, that's the only thing the real true prophets prophesied about. They never had nothing really to prophesy good, when it was time to teach, right? Yeah, they did, certain part, but the most of the prophecies and teaching or about war, even pestilence. And right now, we're in the time of what war, right? The Lord tells you it's a time for everything, time and seasons for everything. Right now, we in the day, we in the time of war and evil, man, and pestilence approaching this earth, approaching this place. So what we teaching now, man, about the war, because this is Bible prophecy of the things that's to come that gonna happen. All right, and Babylon will not be here as long as they think it. They think they're going to be. What the scriptures say, they in report that they house should continue forever, man. They dwelling places where they gonna conquer and set up shop. You know, establish they GOVs and things like that. You know, put their say-sos in different land, but that ain't gonna last forever. We know Babylon gonna be wiped off the face of the earth, according to the Bible. Run that back, Jeremiah 28:8, the prophecy, like the prophets that have been before thee, and before me, and before thee of old, prophesied both against many country and against great kingdom of war and evil of pestilence. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet should come to pass, then should the prophets be known that the Lord have truly sent him. So you're going to know that when a prophet have been truly sent, when these things start to come to pass. All right? So, you know, and you're going to have other prophets, false prophets out here teaching. These things won't happen. Maybe it'll be when we leave, by the time this generation here and our kids and things like that, by the time that happen, we won't be here and this and that. And someone teach that are not going to happen. They just think you're going to stay within the way how the Lord just got it escalated right now. Just like, okay, they going to war right now. They going to die down. But no, this is going to be an all-out war. They going to continue from right here, what you see going on with these nations. It just going to keep going and going and going into what the final judgment, right? Lead up to the final judgment, the coming back of Yahawashi. All right. So yeah, man, the prophets always prophesy about war, even pestilence. All right. Now, this Jeremiah chapter 51. And 42, it say the sea is come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the waters thereof. And you know, you go to Revelation 17, and it say the waters were the whole cities with people, nation, multitudes, and tongues. All right. So the waters and sea can also represent the people. In some scriptures, it said the sea is come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of waves thereof. Because you also going to have like I said, man, you're going to have the rest of the nation, you know, you're going to come up against Babylon. Not just going to be the Arab, the Ishmaelites, you know, that biblical name, the Arab. So you're going to also have, you know, Russia is one of the head who's going to lead this war when they get involved. All right? Because they want the head of America bad. They want this war bad. All right? She going to play to everybody. But you also going to have China, North Korea, Russia, even America-owned allies going to turn their back on them, according to Bible prophecy. So, yeah, man, the Lord letting it, man, boast like that, the flex right now, because later the Lord going to show him, man. Ain't nobody above Yahawashi and the prophecies and the sayings what the Lord said going to happen. It said the sea has come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of waves thereof. All right, her city are desolate. Why? Because you're going to have them nuclear missiles. Don't smite this place. Her cities are desolation. Her city are a desolation, a dry land in a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwell, neither do any son or man pass thereby. Right? Because, like we said, it's going to get to the point, man, you're not going to be able to set up a shop over here. Now, let me see. Is it out there? 13. All right, this is Isaiah 13 to back up Jeremiah 51 and 43 would say, her cities are a desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither do any son of man pass thereby. Right? The place gonna be total desolate. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing here. Ain't no setting no shop. This the desolation. This revelate. It's like Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19. The title say the desolation of Babylon. It say in Babylon the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, because America also is the modern day Chaldeans. Man, they take on all the characteristics of the ancient places. All right, especially with the witchcraft, okay, and sorcery. It say excellence should be as when Yahawah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And we read about that. You know about that story, what happened. It rained fire from heaven, but which is going to do the same thing this time. The Lord going to rain down that fire from heaven, which going to come in the form of what? The nuclear missiles. All right, it say it should never be inhabited. There you go. It should never be inhabited. Neither should it be dwelled in from generation to generation. So there ain't gonna be no families and nations. They're gonna come repopulate Babylon once the Lord destroy this place. It say neither should the Arabian, all right. You see the Arabian, East Indian, all the Arab folk, but you see at your stores over here, right? They're not gonna be able to pinch tent here. It say neither should the Arabian pitch tent there, neither should the shepherd make their fold there. It say, but wild beasts of the desert should lie there, and their houses should be full of duffel creatures. And the owls should dwell there, and the statues should dance there, and the wild beasts of the island should cry in their desolated houses. It say, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days should not be prolonged. So, right, the Lord finna get ready to do what? Bring judgment to this place. All right? Because all this is going to lead up to the judgment of Babylon the Great, America. That's why the Lord had these nations going against each other like that. And that's why the Lord had these nuclear missiles created. They ain't created for nothing. You see, they haven't actually used these nations to their full potential because the Lord have a plan, man, to show you when you have wicked rulers throughout the earth, govern the earth and control it. This is going to be a punishment of it. The same thing, wicked and violence going on throughout the earth. How Sodom and Gomorrah, the wickedness and the defile, man on man, woman on woman, it's the same place. So the Lord that was an example what the Lord gonna do to Babylon the Great. All right, back at the Jeremiah 51 and 43. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwell, neither do any sons of man pass thereby. There's gonna be nothing but these wild beasts and creatures here to feeding out the dead bodies. And say, and I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out his mouth that which he have swallowed up. The idols, right? And the main idol what our people worship right now, what they push around is that Jesus juice, which the Lord true name Yahawashi, not no Edomite. They say, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he have swallowed up, and the nation should not flow together anymore unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. All right. And it said, what? The nations should not flow together anymore unto him. Because as you can see right now, a lot of these nations, man, had to go through America, man, for certain things. Because they got their hand in everybody's pot. They got military basic things set up in all countries, man, in other lands. So you see the other nation, they flow to him. You see when they flow to him, you can tell by the tariffs. He putting tariffs on this country, that country, this and that. So the nations is flowing to this guy. But but the nation waking up, right? He had the nation drunk off that wine, right? So therefore, what? The nations is mad, man. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Because these nations is drunk off the wine, but they waking up off their hangover. Jeremiah 51, 7. It said, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the nations, that made all the earth drunken. The nation have drunken of her wine, her doctrine, philosophies, doctrine being doctrinated by this place also. Therefore, the nations are mad. See, the nation was drunk out the wine. They was all flowing together with Babylon once upon a time. All right? That great city. You see, it said they gonna see the smoke of a torment. They gonna be weeping for this place because the nation will flowing to this place and also getting rich out this place. But you're gonna have the heathen nation, man. They gonna be like the hell with this whore. All right, it's about us, man. Let's see what we can do for us, our nation. Like the hell with America, the Edomites. All right, but yeah, this Jeremiah 50 and 26. No, not 26. Shalakin, what I forget. No, that ain't what I want, Shalakin, but it's all good. Shalakin. That ain't what I was trying to get, but I did it. Jeremiah 50 and 22. It say, a sound of battle is in the land in a great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? Right. That's why I want, the hammer of the whole earth. That's why I say our nation flowing to her, because this is the hammer of the earth. Like the scriptures say, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. She's on top. America's on top. They ruling, they controlling everything. All right? The Edomites in general, period. On top. But the working of the Edomites, like I say, we know England and things still control things I've seen. But America is the head right now. All right? That 8 that come out of that 7. That 4th. All right? It's that sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. It say, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? Right? Because the Lord going to bring these people down. America will fall. Babylon the Great. Mystery Babylon, America. It's not going to say that, but as you can see what's going on, the Lord give you the spirit to receive his wisdom, not to understand it. You can tell that what they're talking about. It say, in broken, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How it become a desolation among the nations to the ones who joined the tomb. All right? This place is falling. They're getting weakened. They're losing the rulership falling. All right? They losing the grip on the people. We're on the other nations because they still have us in captivity. All right? But the Lord switching, turning things around, bringing this place down low. Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. See, he boasting about it. They got the best military, but the Lord got a snare set for them that they not aware of. All right? Which all nations going to turn against this place, like I said, according to Bible prophecy, according to the Lord, the words of Yahawashi. It say, thou art found and also caught because thou hast strive against the Lord. The Lord have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of indignation and righteous anger, which the nuclear missile. For this is the work of the Lord, power, right? The word Lord, capital L, lowercase, Yahawashi, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, which the modern day Edomites. It said, come against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heat, and destroy her utterly, let nothing of her be left. slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon do declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our power, the vengeance of his temple. Right? Yahawashi, the temple of his house. Right? Which the temple would be the Israelites, with the house of the Lord. And it said, call together the archers against Babylon, all you that bend the bow camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all that she have done, do unto her, for she have been proud. See, proud. We got the best this to that. They are proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young man fall in the streets, and all her man of war shall be cut off in the day, say the Lord. It say, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, say the Lord, power, Yahawashi of hosts. For the day is come in the time that I will visit thee, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I would kindle a fire in his cities through the nuclear missiles, and it should devour all around about him. It say, thus say the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, northern tribe, southern tribe, were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go, like Pharaoh refused to let the Israelites go. Right? Same thing with the Edomites. They put us in captivity, didn't want to let us go. We had the other nation that was a part of that. It said their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He should truly plead their cause, that he might give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. The Lord going to do that. Right? Yahawashi is going to do that. Now this Jeremiah 51 and 44. And I will punish Baal. Oh, I read that. I read that. And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nation should not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the walls of Babylon shall fall right in the nation of Israel flow into this place too. Right? Because we got to go him for the wants of all things. But the Lord gonna turn it over. It said, my people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. It said, unleash your heart faint, your mind faint, and ye fear the rumor that should be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that another year should come. A rumor and violence in the land, rulers against rulers. You seeing that now? Rulers against rulers, nation against nations, kingdom against kingdom. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land should be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein should sing for Babylon, for the spoilers, right, the destroyers should come upon her. From the north side, I'm sure like for the north, say the Lord. All right, the other heathen nation, the other Edomite, because the Russian, they are Edomites. So along with the other heathen nation, all right, they gonna come from they over there considered as the north compared to over here. So they gonna come and destroy this place. It say, as Babylon have caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth, right? Because the Lord gonna destroy this place. Now the Lord not gonna destroy the whole earth, the entire earth. It's just gonna be he gonna destroy the land of America, which this is the heavens of Esau Edom. This is the rulership, because heaven also can go into rulership, So this is the heavens of the side of the earth. This rulership with Esau Edom wrong, because he ruling this earth right now. All right. So yeah. So and that's the point with that. All right, now this Jeremiah chapter 51, and it's all good, man. I'm trying not to keep it too long. Let me see. I start from one. Behold, a people should come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings should be raised up from the coast of the earth. They should hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. They say their voice should roar like the sea, and they should ride upon horses. This talking about the missiles, the power, the horses, the powers. They should roar like the sea. You're going to hear them before they hit. And they should ride upon horses, everyone put in array like a man to, it say like a man to the battle. So if it was just the man who Lord said coming like that, it would have said that, but it said like a man. How you have marching band and before they come marching, you have an army of people, probably have miles away coming, everybody screaming at once, making the voice loud, making the noise louder than more than one person. Yeah, how the missiles gonna be? They're gonna be roaring. You're gonna hear for the hit. Alright. It said, like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hand waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pain as of a woman in travail. See, they when they get to the point when they know that all the nation gonna come. Oh man, they already kind of shooken up now. That they afraid that they might send the missiles over this way. But the Lord got us, the Lord just holding back for that, because he going to let it all on to them is once. They got warships close to the borders and over here. So, yeah, they got hypersonic missiles, saying they can reach from over there to over here in like 30, 20 minutes, yeah. So when they get closer to that time, when they know, oh, man, they going to know. They're going to be super scared. They already, but the Lord still be having them boast, though, because they the proud. Whether they feel a certain type of way and kind of shook or nervous, they still going to boast. All right? They can't show no sympathy. They weakness. All right? It say, therefore, where was I? Okay, the king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hand waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him in pain as a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the inhabitants of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I might appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon, Edomites, and his will come in the form of America, and his purpose that he have purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. All right, a reputation of Teman. Surely the least of the flock should draw them out. Amalek, the Amalekites. All right. They are the least of the flock, the small hats. Gonna draw them out. You see what they got going on now. And that's what they're doing. The least of the flock is drawing them out. All right. You got the small hats, the ish, the J-ish, have America getting involved in it. But they are backed up by America. So when something go down, they're gonna put their 2 cents in. See, this is all biblical. Because they the one who drawn America in. The least of the flock, the Israelis, the Amalekites, Amalek. The least of the flock should draw them out. Surely he should make their habitat desolated with them. It's at the noise of the taking of Babylon, America, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nation. The cry heard among the nation. Scripture told they should see her smoke far off. Revelation said her smoke should be seen from afar off. Her torment. All right. And it's a lot to get. I just want to. It was on me. It was on my spirit to go into do a quick lesson on it real quick, just to show you all this is Bible prophecy, man. So yeah, like we say, Habakkuk, the vision yet for upon a time, but at the end it should speak, and we seeing that. All right. You have folks that, man, where they been going to war, they been doing this. But the more the day go by, the closer this thing getting to an all-out war, that they're going to get real serious, that it's going to lead to missiles getting shot over here to America, And they gonna destroy this place according to the Bible, what we just read. Man gonna be able to dwell here. The only way you're gonna be able to get out of this thing, unless you believe and have faith in Yahawashi. That so that when the missile get dropped, you won't get burnt. Cause the only way to not to get burned up during this all out war, when the missile hit over here, you have to go up. You have to leave Earth, right? You have to be going up in the air, man. Because if you stay down here on the ground, all this is gonna be destroyed. So the only way you're gonna make it up out of here is through Yahawashi, is getting up on a chariot, so-called UFO, which the Lord gonna deliver his people. But make bright the arrows, Jeremiah 51:11, all look good. But it say, make bright the arrows, gather the shield. The Lord had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which is a representation of the Russia. All right, modern day Russians. It say, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. So this is orchestrated and put together by Yahawashi. This is the vengeance of the Lord for the Israelites, the 12 tribes, which is the so-called Negroes, Native American, Indian, so-called Latino, Hispanic. That's why the Lord let them get involved with the least of the flock, drawing them out. What you see over there, bringing them into having them dropping shooting missiles and helping them go on the war over there, which is gonna lead to other nations being drawn in and getting involved. The longer this thing go, it stir things up, because like we say, all nations already depart from America. They cutting out the dollar. They not dealing with the American dollar no more. All right, they were drunk off that wine, but now they waking up. They sick of this war. All right, they are tired. But yeah, I'm gonna close out with that. Because like I say, it's a lot going on. I just want to make some real quick. I got to get ready to hit to the plantation. I got to walk out the door a couple more minutes. But like the scripture say, man, you going to have their own ally turn against them. All right? You going to have the NATO and the EU. They also going to turn their back on their place soon. So all this going to happen soon. All right? Like we say, the Babylon is falling. It is falling. All the nation, they gonna got a little taste of their riches over here with America, getting rich out the back of this whore. But soon as these nations, the leaders of these nations, gonna be like the head with that. They ain't gonna be worrying about getting rich and out the back. But the ones who were coming over here and were able to the profit out the back of this whore, they gonna be weeping for this land. All right. But I'm going to close out with that by saying, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, and I hope that was edifying.